I can see Christian doing that though. That's the thing.
Just being like,
You've never been curious
like?
of the taste, bro? Yeah.
Have you guys seen the trailer for the new Mario movie?
I saw the first one, but I didn't see the second one that just came out.
So they're making Peach girl boss. They're making Princess Peach a girl boss.
What is she the boss of? Like the kingdom?
She's
always the boss of the kingdom.
She's not the one getting captured. It's Luigi, and now she's like helping Mario like kill people basically.
Okay, so that's
fucking woke Hollywood, bro. We
that
can't
happened in
anything.
That happened in like Super Mario World 3. That's happened before, like in the early 90s.
Yeah, but can't you just hear the Tucker Carlson like news segment? Like I can already hear it in my head. Like back in my day, we used to have Princess Peach being captured.
You can do a better Tucker Carlson impression than this. Try again.
Hang on.
That was pretty bad.
Hang on, let me think of what he would say. I haven't done my Tucker impression in a little bit, so
yeah.
The woke left is coming to Mario. Seems that they're not safe anywhere. Back in my day, Princess Peach was captured. Now she has masculine features, and it's Luigi being captured. Ladies and gentlemen, will woke Hollywood stop at nothing to demasculinize these men? What is going on?
What is going on, America?
What's going on?
Is Yoshi going to be non-binary? Is Yoshi going to use they, them pronouns? What kind of dinosaur would ever use they, them pronouns? What is going on?
What is going on?
That was better. That was
better.
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are your hosts, Blake, Christian, and Trey, and this is Totally Biased Music, and we're mixing it up a little bit today. We're going to start by breaking down our Spotify Wrapped of the Totally Biased Music crew. We'll touch a little bit on the podcast Wrapped, and then we're going to go into Ready to Die from Notorious B.I.G. So with that being said, let's fucking launch into Wrapped. How do we want to do this? Do we want to do
Before we get into our personal raps, I just like to say that like Spotify Wrapped is one of the greatest things ever. It's something I definitely would have made fun of like early college, high school, but I look forward to it every year. I look forward to seeing other people's. I look forward to seeing mine, even though I pretty much know what it's going to be now.
I think the only reason I like it so much is because it just reaffirms that my musical taste is superior to any and everyone.
Right, same.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Your top 4 songs are Pine Grove, you dipshit.
Jesus.
You're not like some eclectic musician over here. You're listening to the same shitty band over and over.
First off, only 2 of my top 5 songs are Pine Grove.
You listen to a shit ton of Pine Grove, bro. 6,000 minutes.
I got to be honest with y'all. I got on the Pine Grove subreddit because that's a thing I do, and I haven't seen a single person that has more minutes than me.
Holy fuck! I will
it's a
echo.
Lot. It's
I will
a
echo
lot
that
of fucking
sentiment
Pine Grove.
That
when you start dating again, don't let that be what you lead off with.
No, trust me, it's ruined many of first dates. Here's the thing. This is why my Pine Grove minutes are so high. There's a very reasonable kind of explanation. They have a live album called Amarillo, New York, and I listen to it every morning. It's like when I get up, take a shower, and like it's just kind of like how I start my day. So that's really what it is. It's because I listen to that album like just kind of in passing through every day.
Okay, that's fair. So let's go into your Wrapped then. You want to read us off your highlights?
Yeah. Give me like 8 seconds, not even. So I would like to point out that out of all 3 of these hosts on this fantastic podcast, I do have the most minutes, which means that I listen to the most music, which means that my taste is superior. You do
have the most, which surprised me because I have a shit ton of minutes.
Well, I work from home. So that helps a whole lot. So I had, let's see, where are we at here? I had 58,672 minutes, which is a lot. But so here's what's kind of sad, not sad, I guess. I listen to like 4 different music apps. Like I listen to STS9 on Bandcamp. That's why they're not on my Spotify Wrapped. I listen to Fish on Live Fish. I listen to Live Fish constantly.
Yeah, that's annoying as fuck, honestly. I hate that.
You hate live fish?
No, I hate that. Like, because I listen to shit on other platforms too. It sucks that it's not included.
Yeah, I wish that every platform would do stats. Apple Music finally, I guess, did it this time around. But my top 5 bands were number 1, Pinegrove, obviously. Number 2 was Kendrick Lamar. And that's really because of Mr. Morale coming out.
Yeah.
Because I listen to Mr. Morale all the time. Number 3 is Mac Miller. That's just a staple. Number 4 is the Foo Fighters, and that's primarily because of Taylor Hawkins dying, and I read the Dave Grohl autobiography this spring, and so I just went through a pretty hardcore Foo Fighters phase. Shameless plug for that Dave Grohl autobiography. It's absolutely fantastic. Have y'all read that?
I have it. I haven't read it.
Yeah, you should read it. It's really, really good. It's like very he's very, very like relaxed. And he's just like telling stories basically of him like doing all kinds of dumb shit, and, like meeting stars, and like a time they played on with Lenny Kravitz before he even was in Nirvana and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Oh no, it's not Lenny Kravitz, it's Iggy Pop. And then number 5.
Two artists are nothing alike. I don't know how you got them confused, but that's
I don't know. Yeah, me neither. Number 5 was the Backseat Lovers, which is a band that Christian and I discovered when I selflessly rode out with him to Colorado to help him move because I'm such a good fucking friend. Total alpha move.
That was very alpha.
Very alpha. And I really, really like their music. You would fucking hate it, Blake. It is like whiny pop punk, like new age pop punk to the core, but they're really, really good.
Back in my day, it wasn't called being alpha. It was called being gay.
A man.
And now
a gay man. It was called being a gay man. Sucking your friend off was just part of friendship.
And now you can't even suck off your friends. Will liberal America stop at nothing? Okay, sorry. Continue.
Do we want to do our podcast? Our podcast stats.
I can't. If you wanna read them off, we can do that.
Yeah. So I got 11,000 minutes on podcasts. Number 1 was the Sopranos show, which is just like a Sopranos episode by episode recap.
Yeah, which I've heard that's really good.
It's really good. It's not the one with Pauly. There's one with Pauly and Chris. I don't really love that one. I like the one with these 2 like super fans. I listen to it when I sleep because their voices are calming. Number 2 is the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast, which is easily the lamest thing on my entire.
Oh my god! No,
easily the lamest thing on my entire Spotify Wrapped. But whatever, fuck you. I love Marvel. I don't give a fuck. Number 3 was the Always Sunny podcast. With Charlie and Dennis and Matt.
Yeah.
Number 4 was a podcast story called Batman Unburied, which is just like a Batman story. It was great.
Holy shit! How have you ever had sex? This is crazy.
I genuinely don't know. Number 5 is this really, really good new up and coming podcast. It's like these 3 really good friends, and they talk about like music and life. Okay. And sometimes they talk about Spotify Wrapped.
Oh hell yes!
Yeah, that one was called Totally Biased Music. Because
shit, I'm gonna plug that to all my friends.
Unlike most people, I fucking love the sound of my own voice. I don't care. I really do.
I fucking hate it. So I love most of the episodes.
Yeah, I listen to every episode at least once or twice to really kind of get some quality control. That's the type of dedication I'm trying to bring to our listeners.
I had a friend tell me after like the second episode, he like texted me, he was like, "You actually have a really good podcast voice." I was like, "Well, I'm glad you said that because I fucking hate listening to it." So
people compliment Christian's voice to me all the time.
He has a hot voice, you know.
He's a hot guy. Him that.
You gotta call spade a spade.
So that's my Spotify.
What can I do here?
Very interesting. Yeah, the Pine Grove minutes are astonishing. I think that's the only good word for it.
Any other comments on my fantastic taste in music that's better than y'all's?
Mac Miller.
I think I'm more just blown away by the fucking like comic book 8-year-old fucking podcast you listen to consistently. But like, you know, we won't go there because like I support you as a friend, but that shit is fucking weird.
The Mac Miller.
Be honest with me. Be honest with me. Do you or have you ever watched like Marvel styled anime
I know.
Futanari
I
dick
have not.
porn.
I have never. That is not my thing, man.
This is what I think has happened. Trey has typed
Bro,
in.
you are 31 years old. You cannot say the word cap.
I can. That's definitely cap. I think what has happened is Trey has typed in Mrs. Marvel on Pornhub, but then deleted it before he clicked enter. He almost went there. And was like, once I go there, there's no going back. So
What's her name?
Yeah.
Is it Brie Larson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretend like I didn't just know that off the top of my head.
I love that you played it off like, wait, what's her name?
What's her name again?
Yeah, the Mac Miller in the top 3 is a good flex for sure. Christian, you want to lead into yours?
Yeah, I think I had 40,000 minutes, which is way fucking down from last year. I have been just rinsing shit on SoundCloud so much. I think I get tired of my own playlist and Spotify because I've rinsed them out in the gym on shuffle. That if I fucking put them on any other time, I'm like, this is driving me crazy. And I've had SoundCloud for so much fucking longer. So when I put SoundCloud on shuffle, it's pulling shit from like fucking way, way, way before I even got Spotify. So I've always got like that on shuffle more than Spotify. But let's see here.
Do you pay for SoundCloud?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it started to drive me crazy. And I listened to it
So
more
many
than I probably
ads.
listen to Spotify. Yeah. Well, and the fucked up thing here is I was getting Spanish ads, and I was like, y'all missed your target audience here because no habla. No one wants to even hear me attempt to speak Spanish.
No.
I reached out to customer service about it, and they were like, there's nothing we can fucking do about
God,
these.
you must
And
be
I was
bored.
like, I am most days, let's be honest. Top artist, though. Number 1 was the Backseat Lovers, which is probably because we discovered on that trip and I just rinsed nonstop. That live album by them,
It's fantastic.
phenomenal. So shout out. They just put out a new album. It's horrible.
Oh,
Horrible.
I love it.
Sucks. Oh, I don't. It sounds like they switched whoever mastered and produced, and something's off to me.
Disagree, but go on.
Number 2, Timmy Childers, baby. It's a constant ripper, that motherfucker. And it's just, I think, being out here. You're trekking through the mountains, you put on some Tyler Childers.
I was surprised to not see Tyler Childers on mine, honestly. I'm glad he's on yours. He deserves that respect.
Number 3, we had Jitty.
Nice.
Because it's been his fucking year.
Fuck yeah, it is.
With all, like, that bruh track with fucking Denzel Curry, that fucking surround sound, the new album, it's just been, and that's how like I met Ariana, was through Jid, pretty much.
Hell yeah.
I went up to her, talked to her in the gym, and she was asking what I was listening to, and I was like, oh, have you never heard of, I think I said JID at the time. And
which I think is still
like,
okay, to be honest.
Yeah. So I snagged her
cute.
phone. I snagged her phone, didn't say shit, and pulled up Dance Now, handed it back to her. I said, let me know what you think. And then number 4, I was really surprised by PL, because I feel like I don't listen to often, but maybe it's just one of those constants where I don't know what to put on. I put on PL.
Yeah, that's fair.
So shout out to the landlord, Derek Vincent Smith. We still love you. And number 5, Isaiah Rashad. Dude, that album,
Also
I don't know
great.
what the fuck it's called, but just front
Burning
to
down
back.
the house, or burning the house down.
Yeah. That was
that
where
album's
my
sick.
top song was from, Chad. And
Yep.
the fact that I streamed it 88 times is absurd.
Yeah,
Banger
that
track.
we saw him at Bonnaroo, it was phenomenal. The Chattanooga mayor gave him the key to the city, and
That's so
named it
cool.
Isaiah Rashad Day. But then Claymore is my favorite song on that album, and he went through the whole show, and I was like, I looked at Shania, I was like, I swear to God, if he doesn't. And they did the whole thing, and then he came out and finished with Claymore. I was like, oh, thank fucking God.
Yes.
Was that during
That's
the
what's
day?
up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my top songs are that, like, Chad is number 1 by Isaiah Rashad, then Surround Sound, JID, Denzel Curry, JID, Bruh. Still a Friend by the Backseat Lovers is 4, and then Dance Now is 5. Absolutely not a single surprise on any of these, other than
Yeah.
PL being in the top 5.
Yeah. Okay, so I listened to 53,000 minutes. I have to shout out my friend Moses Roman. He listened to 79,000 minutes. I think that's the highest number I've seen so far.
This kid I know online, he was like 124,000.
That's fucking crazy. That's got to be all work from home shit. Like,
I'm like,
or like
bruh.
working in like an office or something where you can.
I know Moses works from home because we work together. Well, we
Yeah.
don't work together. What does he do now?
Okay, so my top, where am I at? Okay, top 5 artists. Number 1, Eminem. That's fucking no surprise whatsoever. It has been for the past 6 years. Top 0.5% of listeners. What's up? That'll probably never change. Number 2, I was hacked. Somebody used my Spotify for a little bit. I don't know what happened.
True.
So Drake is my number 2. I don't know who got a hold of my Spotify and was listening to Drake, but I'm gonna have to find it out.
I got to pause you right there because, like, obviously we know that's not true. You listen to that much Drake?
I don't.
What are the situations that you're listening to Drake? And be honest. God's watching.
Let me be completely real. So, did you guys add the playlist, the top 2022 songs, like how they give you 100-song playlist?
Yeah.
All of my Drake songs on there, every single one, have a feature on them. So, like, Wants and Needs is one of my highest played songs. I listen to that song because of the Lil Baby feature, which is fucking amazing. Girls Want Girls has a Lil Baby feature. Money to Blow is him and Birdman and Wayne. It's all the features, bro. I
know that you've thought out like how to combat this.
I'm telling you,
he's been thinking about it all fucking day.
I'm telling you,
all fucking day.
I just noticed it. I just noticed that's the reason he's so high up there. Look, the man pulls good features. What can I say? Anyway, moving along. Number 3 was J. Cole. I was actually shocked that J. Cole was not my number 1. Because I listened to a shit ton of J. Cole this year, especially around leading up to Bonnaroo and leaving Bonnaroo. Number 4, Lil Wayne, and number 5, Pusha T. Pusha T, I was a little surprised he was number 5, but also not, because when It's Almost Dry came out, I fucking ran it into the ground. I love that album. I'd actually love to do an episode on that album, but he was my number 5. It really made me happy to see Lil Wayne still in the top 5. Still got that, especially when all of his shit is on like mixtapes and stuff.
That's what I was gonna ask about, actually. Like, what Wayne are you listening to? Just like Carter 3, Carter 2?
Basically the Carters.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
and Rebirth. Of course.
Obviously. I just play Prom Queen on repeat. That's all I listen to. I listened to 10,000 minutes of podcasts. Number 1 was the Adam Friedland Show, formerly known as Come Town. Number 2 was Your Mom's House. Number 3 was the Ringer NBA Show. Number 4 was Two Bears, One Cave. And number 5 was Pod Don't Lie, which is an NBA podcast. I was actually surprised that Two Bears, One Cave, because I can't stand Bert Kreischer. He annoys the fuck out of me. So I normally only listen to episodes with Tom and another guest.
Dude, he annoys the fuck out of me too, and every time I say that to people I don't get it.
No, he annoys everyone. His laugh is so fucking obnoxious. The way he speaks in general.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, bro, just shut the fuck up and go tell your machine joke again. Let's get this over with.
Yeah, exactly. My top songs. Number 1 was Nevada by NBA Youngboy. Love that fucking song. I listened to it 112 times. Number 2 is Dance Now by Jid. 3 was You Not Like Me by 50 Cent. 4 was California World by Lil Peep. And 5 was Wants and Needs by Drake feat Lil Baby. Again, I only listen to that song for Lil Baby. I want to make that very clear. So that was my Wrapped. You guys want to make fun of me a little bit more for the Drake thing, or should we move on?
I would actually like to make fun of you for a different thing.
Okay.
It's so one-dimensional, you know?
I'm a hip-hop guy, man. This is not a surprise to anybody.
It's a little bit of a surprise to me. I feel like I raised you better than that.
I mean, I listen to other music, but like I just predominantly listen to hip hop music. I will throw
hip hop was my number 1 genre.
Really?
Same, which was crazy for
hip hop was
this
my
year.
number 1 genre, but
which has never been that way.
Yeah.
This podcast probably has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then last, some highlights from the Totally Biased Wrapped. So we created 67% more content in the music category, or we created more content in the music category than 67% of podcasts in this category, which is crazy because we started like 3 months ago.
Yeah, we started halfway through Q3.
Yeah, so I feel like next year we're going to be like, if we keep putting out an hour every fucking week, then it's going to be over that.
That sounds like crazy to me. Are people just like getting on and being like, JID release a new album and like that's the podcast?
I think there's not a lot of music, like podcasts in the music category to begin with, and they probably don't put out very frequently.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We're just out here hustling for our people.
Facts.
Yeah.
We are the top 10 podcast for 93 people, the top 5 podcast for 68 people, and the number 1 podcast for 23 people. Fucking shout out to those 23 people. Thank you for holding it down.
Thank you, Jordan number.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom. I appreciate you shouting out, tuning in every week.
Shout out, Mom. If you guys want to post on your Insta and tag our Instagram that we're your number 1 podcast, we will send you the stickers we're about to make. I wanted to send you a personalized Tesla. Christian wouldn't let me. So we will send you a sticker that we're about to release.
Blake thinks it's the goddamn fucking Salvation Army. We ain't giving shit away for free. You can have a fucking sticker and go about your business.
I wanted to send you a personalized love letter with a sticker, but Blake said that was too soft. So
yeah,
bro, you are so soft.
So that was our raps. I really liked our raps, man. I thought it really complimented us. I think it was nice. I got to make fun of Trey about Pine Grove. He got to make fun of me about Drake. That kind of worked out well. So we had a trade off there, which was nice.
One of those things is significantly not like the other. Pine Grove is the best songwriting band.
You're right. Drake sucks. So with that being said, let's move into Ready to Die. You guys want to make that transition?
I was born ready to die.
See how I that was actually kind of cool. I don't want to know. It was cool. Don't take that away.
You wouldn't understand it because mentally you aren't prepared to die. I've accepted my place in this life, and I accept death when it comes for me. You aren't even close to the mental and spiritual level that I'm on.
Dude, you're right. I'm so fucking scared to die.
Trey's like, I think about it literally every day before I go to bed.
Yeah, literally. I just sit there and like squeeze my hand over and over again. Like, please, just don't let me die in my sleep tonight.
Okay, so brief intro to Ready to Die. By the age of 22, Christopher Wallace had already lived quite the life. By naming his debut Ready to Die, the Brooklyn rapper bluntly encapsulated both his fearless, take-no-prisoners lyrical style and his perpetual sixth sense that death could come for him at any time. While hardly the first to rap about pleasures and pitfalls of drug dealing, the Notorious B.I.G. elevated the form to a divine art of brutal honesty. Quote, I remember when he was doing the title track, I was a little disturbed, Easy Mo B, who produced several of the album's standouts, tells Apple Music. Quote, you're saying you're ready to die? What's up, Big? He told me, I'm going through a lot. I'm tired of being up there hustling. My mom is sick. I have a baby on the way. He was going through a lot of pressure. With that being said, Ready to Die released in 1994, arguably one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. Let's fucking launch into it. Christian, when did you first hear Ready to Die or start listening to Biggie?
Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of what we were talking about earlier this week, and just a lot of the hip-hop I listen to is obviously the fucking iconic tracks on this are absolutely insane, and the amount of them that are on this. I think it came with those. I probably didn't give this a full rinse until sophomore, junior year of college, and was just absolutely fucking, this shit is so hard. I will say, like, going back and listening to it, it's just like, God fucking damn, bro. It seems like it's the same fucking bars, just like reworded and reused. Like, we got it. There's big booty bitches, like your big ass dicks up in some guts, rearranging kidneys. Like, we toting gats, bitches is fat. Like, all right. Halfway through, I was like, I don't know, change the rep a little bit. But regardless, shit rides.
I do like that one line where it goes, all I want is bitches, big booty bitches. He's specifying the bitches that he wants, which is nice to put yourself out there like that. So I respect that line.
Right. Trey, what about you?
I think the first time I ever listened to Ready to Die was I bought it on a CD at a used video game store in Helena, Alabama, the hood that I grew up in. I respect that hood. I bought that and All Eyes on Me at the same time because it was like when I was getting into hip hop enough to like get into kind of the lore,
Right.
which we'll get into this maybe later. But I think Biggie very much benefits from the Biggie Tupac lore. I mean, it's kind of a basic sentence, but it's true. And I remember really enjoying it to begin with. I really enjoyed it on these re-listens as well. One big critique that I have, and this isn't just for Biggie, like this is even for like Mac Miller's Divine Feminine, some Tupac tracks, and it was kind of a trend back then, is the skits.
Yeah.
I
mean, he literally has a skit of him having sex with somebody.
Oh, I fucking hate it. I absolutely cannot stand it. It makes it so uncomfortable. Like when you listen to it by yourself, it's not exactly the most enjoyable. But like, for example, me and my roommate were riding in the car, and I was like, "Hey, I got to listen to Ready to Die because like I'm reviewing it this week or whatever." Because that's the type of
right
commitment that I have to our craft,
dedication.
Yeah. And it's uncomfortable to listen to with other people. Like it's like watching porn with your buddies in middle school. But
I mean,
like,
you could just skip it, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but I mean, like I'm driving, I'm supposed to pull out my phone, guess the right part to skip to for every track. Although for One More Chance, I know that it's like exactly 1 minute and 4 seconds because that's my favorite song on this album. That's a song that I've like. It's one of my favorite hip hop songs of all time. We'll get in that in the top 3. But yeah, that's the first time I listened to it. Probably was in late high school.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I listened to it around the same time. That I went through the same thing that you did, and we touched on this on the Illmatic non-released episode. But I got into like modern day hip hop first, and then backtracked. So I did the same thing. Like started listening to Tupac, started listening to Biggie, Nas. I was actually, when I was younger, I was way more of a Tupac guy, and I listened to his music way more. I didn't really enjoy Ready to Die. I didn't really enjoy Biggie. And you and I had a conversation where like, I was basically like, I don't understand why he is held to the pinnacle he is when he had such like so few albums out. Like he only released one album in his life, and then Life After Death, granted it was basically finished, was released after he died. But about 3 years ago, around the time we had that conversation, you were like, I mean, they're just, the caliber of those albums are just so much higher than basically like almost anything. And so it made me go back and re-listen to them, Life After Death and Ready to Die. And that's when I really started to get into Ready to Die specifically, but Biggie as a whole. And since then, I mean, I honestly was surprised, not this year, but last year, that he wasn't on my Wrapped, because I listened to that album all the fucking time. So that was kind of where I was at with it. Before we go into favorite songs, I do want to say I struggled to find album sales numbers on this. Maybe one of you guys could Google harder, but I couldn't find, like I was looking earlier and like none of they talk a lot about the singles that were released. And it says it peaked at number 27 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 14 on Hot R&B and Hip Hop Singles. It shipped 500,000 copies in the United States, and the RIAA certified it gold on November 16, 1994. But after that, I can't find much. So I don't know for sure. I know it's a fucking shit ton. It's way more than Illmatic is, but I don't know how much it is. But with that being said, let's go into favorite tracks. Christian, if you want to lead us off.
Yeah, let's see what we got here.
I'm Googling harder while Christian's doing this.
Yeah, okay. I was curious. How do you Google hard?
You just click more fucking links, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was really hard because the ones I love are just like absolutely iconic songs. Suicidal Thoughts is probably number one, just because like that intro is so fucking hard. When I die, fuck it, I want to go to hell. Like,
yeah,
bruh, I will bitch slap my fucking mother if that song comes on and she's in the fucking room.
Bro, she's our number one fan.
First off, don't talk about Rhonda like that.
Okay, call her by her first name and I'm coming to Asheville, bro. That's not. All right, okay. Bro,
don't talk about your mom like that, that's all I'm saying.
All right. Warning.
Yeah.
Number 2. This was just hard, man. And then I think just for as iconic as it was, I have to throw Juicy in there as number 3.
That's totally
just because just one of the most iconic songs, maybe of all time.
Yeah.
Putting it out there into the world. But everything was like a close on that 3, so.
I think that's definitely probably the most iconic rap song of all time.
The only thing that... And
not best, most iconic.
I'm not just saying this because...
There's the only reason why I had to put it in there.
I'm not just saying this because I'm a stan, but I think Lose Yourself is probably the only thing that's like that close.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
That's very fair.
100%.
All right, Trey, what about you?
So top 3 tracks, my number 1 is also Suicidal Thoughts. I remember specifically, Sad Boy at Heart. And I remember like listening to that and that being kind of like not that I, but just like resonating with it super hard, like immediately being like, oh, this is cool that like this can be done in rap music too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Number 2, I have Unbelievable. I think that beat goes super, super hard. I think it's like the hardest beat on the album, and he just kind of spits over the whole thing. And number 3, I have One More Chance. That song is probably one of my top rap songs of all time. There's a line in it where he says, I love when you call me Big Papa, obviously shouting out to that song. And then he says, I only smoke blunts when they're rolled proper, which sounds simple, but like the way he delivers it is awesome. And I just have this dream of Pretty Lights sampling that and like pulling out the music and just like playing that sample out. And I think it'll happen one day. I've probably tweeted at him 1,000 times. Not that matters.
Or he's got nothing else to do. He's probably reading it.
I mean, he's got to make sure that he gets his rent money. Other than that, yeah. That's my top 3 though.
Nice. Yeah. So this was really hard for me too. I have like 8 songs written down here, so I have to pick 3. I know for sure that The What is on there. The What with Method Man.
Yeah,
that song goes so fucking hard. Method Man sounds great in it. I love I'm not a gentle man, I'm a method man. It just sounds so like the way that he flows is so sick. Ready to Die, I think, is great. It's like when you do a self-titled track, it's got to really fucking come correct, and he does. I think it's awesome. And then I got to throw a toss-up between... Oh, fuck, this is so hard. A toss-up between Respect and Warning. I think Respect and, like, the Jamaican sound of it, like, his Jamaican roots and Respect are fucking sick, and, like, I love the beat. I love the chorus. It's a toss-up between Respect and Warning, and then honorable mention is Juicy just because it's fucking juicy. I mean, birthdays was the worst days, and now I do sip champagne when I'm thirsty,
Just anytime I'm thirsty, I'm like,
literally anytime.
Champagne.
Like, I'm at work, and they're like, can you stop doing that, actually?
3 a.m., I wake up, I'm like, damn, I'm thirsty. Champagne.
Yeah. So, those are my top, I don't know, fucking 5. It was really hard.
I respect that.
Okay,
Wait,
so...
Blake, what birthday was it that we were in, like, Atlanta, and we busted open those bottles of champagne in the hotel room in the bathroom and sprayed them everywhere?
That was my 21st birthday.
Yep. My 21st birthday. That
so
shit
hard.
Was so
I think
hard.
I have a picture of me and you, and the mirror's just drenched in champagne.
You do. It's me and you in the mirror, and I'm covering my mouth like this, and you're throwing up just like a peace sign. It's in black and white, and there's champagne all over the fucking mirror.
So hard.
It really was, and that video was awesome. It was me and Zach in there just fucking... I can't believe we did that. Like, looking back at it, that's funny.
I can very much believe that you did that.
Yeah, probably the best birthday of my life, for real. Okay, let's roll into bottom tracks. It sounds like Christian will be easier for you than it was for me, but you can lead us off.
Unbelievable Friend of Mine, Everyday Struggle. Everyday Struggle, like the beat literally sounds like an elevator song. I can't deal with it. It's like every part of me was like, fuck this whole track.
That's fair.
Sorry. It hit a nerve.
It's okay. Trey?
We actually aligned on 2 of those. Mine are Unbelievable, Friend of Mine, and Me and My Bitch. I just cannot stand Me and My Bitch.
That was like in 4.
I mean, obviously, if I'm really getting to do one, I'll do the Fuck Me interlude, but I don't know a bitch about that.
I literally had written it down and told Ari, I was like, they'll talk shit if I put some interlude track on here.
It's just, I mean, I just fucking hate that
it's
stuff.
Bad. It's bad.
It's bad.
For sure. Um, mine is a friend of mine, Everyday Struggle and One More Chance. I do not like One More Chance. I don't know. The chorus just really fucking drags me out of it.
Damn.
Yeah, and same with friend of mine. Everyday Struggle is just kind of slow to me, like slow and boring compared to the rest of the album. So yeah, those are my bottom three. I will say it's crazy, like even with us all being able to easily pick bottom tracks, it speaks to how good the good tracks are when this is still like arguably one of the best hip hop albums of all time. But we still have tracks where we're like, oh yeah, fuck no. But it's just the good ones outweigh them so severely that you don't really think about it much.
Yeah, I mean, like just looking through how like the likes because I have everything like liked and stuff or not on Spotify, so it's always easy to get like a even keel, and it's like over half of these are fucking amazing. There's like 2, 3, 4 that I'm like okay, but it's a fucking 19 song album. Like Christ Almighty.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll start with Pitchfuck. Pitchfuck gave this a 10 out of 10. I guess they reviewed this in 2017. Today we commemorate the 20th anniversary of the death of Christopher Wallace with a review of his 1994 debut, Ready to Die, an unparalleled piece of rap history. I'm not going to read much from it because I do want to talk about Biggie's death later, and I'm going to read a little bit from an article about it, so I'm not going to drone on with this. But yeah, a 10, like, that speaks volumes. I think this is like a widely agreed upon take that's a perfect album. I don't know if it's perfect. I think it's pretty fucking close, but Pitchfork gave it a 10. And then Rolling Stone, I couldn't find an actual review for, but we've mentioned this on the podcast before, I think. They put it at number 1 on the top 200 greatest hip-hop albums of all time, which, again, I don't know. Seems a little extreme, but yeah, number
That's
1.
so
As far as,
shocking.
like, great, I don't know about that. As far as influential, that's an argument to be had. I don't know about the greatest.
They said Ready to Die marked the precise moment when hip-hop's golden age transitioned into its modern age, the height of New York hip-hop and the sound of the greatest rapper of all time at the absolute top of his powers. So, I mean, it's pretty fucking spot on. So, but they definitely weighed influence, I think, when they made that list.
I mean, I wouldn't call Biggie the greatest rapper of all time. I wouldn't even call him top 3 best rapper from New York.
Okay, that is a horrible fucking take, but I'm going to brush past that and let's go into ratings. Christian, what do you rate it?
I'm going 8.5.
That's fair.
Solid.
Okay.
I'm like,
it's a fucking great. It's a great album. Listening through it in comparison to other albums like Illmatic or anything in that kind of era, it feels very one track, very like it's all this kind of like one lane. Whereas I feel like at least with Illmatic or other albums, they're a little bit more like multi-dimensional in what's being talked about on a larger basis. But it is what it is. It's iconic. R.I.P.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
fat
fucking
motherfucker.
I'm a little sick to my stomach that Trey just had that horrible take, but I'm trying to regain my focus here. So 8.5. That's fair. Trey, what about you? You didn't get like a 4? Jesus Christ,
no.
Guy.
Listen, first off, I would say Nas, Jay-Z, Big L, Wu-Tang Clan are all better. I mean, Wu-Tang Clan you can't necessarily count, but I would put all of those rappers ahead of Biggie for me.
Okay.
And what I enjoy, I would give this album a 7.5.
Okay.
I think it's really enjoyable. The skits really take me out of it and really kill its re-listenable value. I fucking hate him, man. I hate him.
Okay. I give it a 9. It's easily one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time. I think that Biggie is easily the best rapper in New York. I mean, he's a better rapper than Jay-Z is. I don't even think Jay-Z thinks he's that good of a rapper. And I think he's a better rapper than Nas is too. But I think in terms of like 90s hip hop music, I don't know off the top of my head an album that's better than this. I know Reasonable Doubt is close. Illmatic is close. But I'm kind of on the opposite side of you guys. I think it's the best '90s hip hop album. All Eyes on Me, fantastic. But I don't know, Ready to Die, just for me personally, there's something that sets it apart. It's one of the greatest of all time, man. So that's where I'm at with it. And you know what? I don't feel guilty about it, and I'm not going to fucking apologize. I'm not going to say shit else, bitch.
Wow, your voice just sounded so much better when you did that.
I know,
I think
Lifestyles
Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous is a better album than this, in my opinion.
I was going to say another album that rivals it is The Blueprint, but Blueprint was 2001. So, and Marshall Mathers LP wasn't until 2001 as well. So, yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Is that it for Ready to Die?
I think so. I do want to touch on Biggie's death a little bit.
Well, he died.
He did die. Thank you for that. Spoiler alert.
He was ready to do that.
Wait,
he was.
What?
Yeah.
So this article, the reason I bring it up is because this article came out fairly recently. This came out at the end of 2001. Some new details emerged about his killing. There's obviously been countless conspiracy theories about what happened, whether it had to do with Tupac, whether it had to do with Suge Knight, shit like that. But in the article, they go, hang on, I got to scroll down to when they actually start talking about it because they're talking about Biggie. Oh, here we go. Sorry to everybody. I'm just scrolling right now. You're going to have to fucking listen to me.
Man, this is just dead air.
Shut up. All right. This is a New York Post article. It came out in end of 2021. Death Row Records founder Suge Knight financed a hit on Brooklyn rapper Notorious B.I.G., which has been a long-standing theory. An execution carried out by Nation of Islam convert and hired hitman Amir Muhammad with the help of corrupt Los Angeles cops, according to an FBI agent who worked the case and sources who have seen sealed court documents. So this was the big thing, right? Like everybody thought that Suge Knight had something to do with it. That was kind of the common consensus. But this former FBI agent essentially says that this was the biggest miscarriage of justice in my 20-year career at the FBI. All evidence points to Amir Muhammad. He's the one who pulled the trigger. There were plenty of others who helped him orchestrate it and allowed him to pull the trigger. So they go into what happened that night, how the car stopped. It was driven by a guy who essentially shouldn't have stopped. He didn't know that. Cars rolled up. The hit was intended for Sean Puffy Combs, who was in the vehicle ahead of him. So the Biggie murder was allegedly an accident. It was supposed to be for P. Diddy. But here's where it gets a little interesting.
If only it were. Jesus, don't you
Bro,
wish?
Then we wouldn't have Ciroc.
Yeah, true. And I do love Ciroc.
I love Ciroc.
God damn it.
This is where it gets interesting. It says Amir Muhammad, a.k.a. Harry Billups, the godparent to LAPD officer David Mack's two children, has been identified by several sources as the trigger man, reads the formal FBI request penned by Carson that the investigation be given to the Los Angeles case file number. Mack is a registered owner of a 1995 black SS Impala with chrome wheels, the exact description given as being driven by Wallace's shooter. So the case they're trying to make here essentially is that Amir Muhammad had close ties with the LAPD and the people investigating it, and they essentially covered up the fact that he was the one that orchestrated the murder. And those are new details up until last year. Like this came out last year that it was Amir Muhammad. Nobody had heard that information before. It was relatively like kind of groundbreaking at the time. I remember it being a huge deal.
Well, where's Amir Muhammad live? Where he live at? So
he lives in Georgia. He goes by the name Harry Billups now, and he sells real estate.
I live pretty close to Georgia.
So it says investigators, he said, believed Mack and Rafael Perez, another corrupt LA cop on death row payroll, were deeply involved in the murder. Their names are on legal filings the Wallace family made in their civil suit against the city, and he believes if this evidence sees the light of day, the family would win hundreds of millions of dollars. Billups and Mack did not respond to repeated efforts to reach them. Quote, Suge Knight financed the murder. Suge was ticked off that his cash cow Tupac was murdered. Suge had an accountant that was part of Death Row Records who helped do the financial side of things to pay for the murders. The cost of the hit is not known. Knight also festered over the belief that his friend Jake Robles was killed by a Combs bodyguard, Anthony Wolf Jones, at a 1995 party. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to touch on it because there's always, when we talk about Biggie and Tupac, this always comes up inevitably. And I just thought it was interesting that we basically at this point, for lack of a better word, know who did it. I don't think we're ever going to see those documents and ever know 100%, but at this point it's kind of clear that that's what happened. So
it's just wild that both of those were essentially cold cases. And it never really got figured out. It's not that wild because let's think about where we were in the early 90s and
I know but it's strange.
Government and police cared about, black people, not just black people, but like hip hop music in general. They're like, who cares?
It's strange though because the LAPD has been such a reputable police department for so long. I don't know how.
They're great. They're amazing. We actually donate 30% of our proceeds directly to the LAPD from this podcast. So thank you for supporting our officers.
Thank you for supporting our podcast. I'm not with Trey on this. I don't think Biggie wanted this beef to be a thing. I think he made that clear in his last interview he gave before he went to California. I don't think he even knows really where the fuck it came from, and I don't think he wanted it to be a thing. I think it was mostly Tupac just being who Tupac was, not to speak ill of the dead, but it's a whole nother thing. So,
what do you mean you don't think that? At some point, have I said that I thought that Biggie wanted this to be a thing?
You said at the beginning that you think that he benefited from it and liked that he benefited from it.
I didn't say he liked it. I think that he's benefited from the lore of Biggie and Tupac, like in postmortem.
Postmortem.
Posthumous. Posthumous. There we go. Yeah. He's posthumously benefited from the lore. Just like he's so much more of a legendary rapper because of the story and the murders and all of that stuff is really what I meant. I don't think that he intentionally stoked the beef for fame.
Yeah,
I think Tupac very very well might have because you know how Tupac was. You remember Tupac. Y'all are friends.
Yeah, true. And I talked to him about it multiple times. I was like, I don't think the direction you're going is smart. He didn't listen to me. I don't want to talk about. I'm still pretty upset about it. Yeah, obviously lead to the death of my boy, but it did spark a beautiful friendship between me and Akon, which I thought was great.
Yeah, that's true.
So we have that going for us. Okay, anyway, that was Ready to Die and Spotify Wrapped. We hope you guys fucking enjoyed. Let's roll into Rides or Dies. I'm going to have to scroll back up to find these songs in our text messages because it's been a while.
I'll be honest. You guys have
yours.
I don't even really remember what I sent or what y'all sent.
I think you'll remember.
We can just move them over to next week if we don't know.
No, I can find it. It'll take me 5 seconds.
Why are you screaming?
We're filling dead air. We're filling dead air right now. Just let me riff for a little bit while I find it. Damn,
dude. Why don't you talk in that mic all the time like that? It sounds way better.
Well, then I'd have to hold. First, I'd have to talk really low, and second, I'd have to hold the mic really close to my face, which I don't like doing. And it also comes across as like an ASMR voice, which I don't really love.
It does come across as an ASMR voice now that you say that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Totally Biased ASMR, and today we're going to be tapping on old records from Biggie.
Oh, Christian, you sent Superstar Shit by Dominic Fike. Let's do that one because I didn't listen to the other one.
I did, and I changed it. We can keep with that one.
Let's keep with that one because I didn't listen to the Alicia Keys one.
Yeah, Dominic Fike. I don't remember when I really got into him, but I think I found this track called Baby Doll that he put out a while back. He had some documentary made about him. I don't know. All these teeny boppers know about him. They think he's super cool.
It's because he was Euphoria.
Yeah, he was in Euphoria. Blah, 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 whatever. Anyways, Superstar Shit fucking rides, and I would love to hear your opinion.
I really like Dominic Fike as both an actor and as a singer. I
think loves Euphoria, bro.
I don't love Euphoria. I like the first season. The second season is complete dog shit.
It is bad.
It's terrible. It's so bad.
Trey openly talks about how much he likes Euphoria, so people know that he really supports trans people. He's like that.
I do really support trans people. I do not really like Euphoria. I think it's a perfectly fine show that's way too it's really pretty. It's a very pretty show.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's an A24 production. Like, they don't fuck around.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, I think Christian just made that up.
Bro, I don't know about that.
I don't know. Let's Google
Look it up right now. I swear to
Pam, can you
God.
look into that for us?
You
Pam.
fucking Dollar Tree Eminem looking motherfucker.
Let's see.
You're about to be wrong.
He's right.
I think they
He's
only did
right.
season 2. I think they only did season 2.
Yeah, right. It's just season 2.
Yeah, it's just season 2. Doesn't count. Doesn't count. Wrong. Okay, so I think that Superstar shit is great. I also like Dominic Fike, and I think this song is a fucking bop, and it rides. So
Yeah.
it pains me to say that because you were so wrong about A24 just now, but it was a really good song.
You were really wrong about A24, but the song does ride.
Okay.
I was literally half right.
Trey, you want to read yours, or do you not remember what it was?
No, I remember mine was. Mine was a song called Death Cup by Mom Jeans. It's incredibly whiny. I really sent it just because I wanted to fuck with Blake because I thought he would hate it.
I fucking do. So nail on the head with that one.
I knew you would, man. But I really enjoyed it. It's just this kind of like a breakup song type thing. It just has like a little simple like guitar riff, some super sad lyrics. It's great. I love it.
Christian, thoughts?
Yeah, it's a no for me, dog.
I knew it would be.
Usually I love like whining shit, but this was just. Trey,
it was over the top.
What are you going through over there, brother?
Dude, you can talk to us. It's fine,
bro.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I swear, I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I also got to give this a hard dice. I hated it.
Yeah, I figured.
I think I listened to the song and I was like the beginning, I was kind of nodding my head. I was like, all right. And then the second a word was uttered, I closed Spotify. I literally fucking closed out of the app completely. I was like,
the first line of this song is, I think it's about time that I warned you I might cry in front of you.
Yeah, I heard and I bought Apple Music. Like, that's how bad it was.
All right. On to Blake's.
Mine is Space in Space by Tiger Love. And on the cover title, it says Space in Space, a story about autoerotic asphyxiation. I fucking love this song. I think it's a vibe. I listen to it snowboarding all the time. It's like a perfect snowboard song. I could definitely see it being in a snowboard video. So with that being said, I fucking loved it. Christian, what are your thoughts?
I was ready to hate it. I hated it initially. Gave it a second rinse. It half rods. So we'll say rods.
I'll take it.
It's okay.
I did not enjoy it, and I was surprised. I thought I was going to, but
I thought that was up your alley.
Yeah, I know. It kind of had all the elements of things that I enjoy in that type of like genre of music. But I can see like snowboarding or like longboarding or do something like that. I could see where in that situation it would ride. So I will also actually give it a half ride.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I wanted to like it. I really did, because I was like, Blake's trying something new here.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you giving it a shot.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, that was Rides or Dies. If you're new here, I'll link the tracks down below in the description. Before I forget, we have an option on our podcast on Apple Music and Spotify where you can leave us a voice message. And this is our guarantee to you. If you leave us a voice message, say something funny, ask us a question about anything. It doesn't have to be about music. It can be, what is our preferential pizza toppings? If you want to be in the podcast, send us a good question, and I'll fucking use it, because I just remembered that we have that on every podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. We will shout you out. Shout out Jay Reed for telling us a happy Thanksgiving.
Fuck yeah.
From the last episode. We appreciate that, Jay.
100%.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Okay, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, come on. It's all of our favorite fucking segment.
Welcome to Trey's Twitter Takes, featuring your favorite host, Trey.
Trey's terrible Twitter takes, actually. I delayed the clap because I thought you were going to fix it, but...
Here's the thing. These aren't terrible. These are nothing but great.
Okay.
All right, here we go. All right, this one is from our friend Joe Jogan, a.k.a. @Jake Broads. Joe says, "Hey man, want to grab lunch? We're going to this taco place called Floofy's. All the tacos are like $9 and they suck dick. There's a bunch of neon signs everywhere that say be a messy bitch and me gusta tequila. A racist gay couple from Vermont owns it. It used to be a women's shelter."
Holy shit, that's good.
That's beautiful.
So you guys were
It
going to
reminds
get
me of those,
tacos
like,
at Floofy's?
It reminds me of those like SNL skits that they did with Stefan or whatever it was.
Uh-huh.
Where
Oh,
he was
yes.
talking about,
I love that. That's a Bill Hader bit.
Yeah, it's Bill Hader, but he's
Yeah.
talking about like all these random places in New York. It's hysterical.
All right, this next one is from at Tallies in Young. This is from November 28th, and this is actually a question I have for all of y'all. Do you guys think Kylie Jenner has experienced psychedelic-induced ego death? No, right? There's no way. There's no fucking way.
I love that, like the idea that just popped up while that person was taking a shower, and they're like, "I need to know this."
All right. Moving on. We got another one here. This is from Will Sinnott, aka at Sin_Spud. So funny when athletes sign these long contracts. Oh, you're going to be playing for the Yankees in 2031? Buddy, the fog is going to consume us in 2027. The fog is coming. The fog is coming. The fog is coming.
That's beautiful.
Good.
All right. Okay, hold on. We got a couple more here. All right. This one is actually just a screenshot of a meme. It's not necessarily a tweet, but it was on Twitter. It says, "Me, I'm a big fan of whatever the fuck that is. Her, these are my breasts. Me, very cool."
Always a fan.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so these are a few different escalating tweets from 2010. And
Jesus, you went to the vault.
Well, kind of. This is kind of a meme that's going around, but this is NBA Twitter from 10 years ago.
Yes.
Right? So we got Anthony Davis saying, "OMG, a RT from King James would be so freaking awesome." We got Miles Bridges saying, "She ignoring your calls and play with my balls."
Yes. Fuck
We
yeah.
got Kevin Durant saying, "Just had a bad dream. Wish I could go sleep in my mommy bed, but I forgot that I'm 23. All right, and listen, y'all know how I feel about this word before I say it. For our listeners, I really despise the use of this word, but I'm going to say it for the sake of this bit because that's the dedication that I have to this podcast. We have James Harden saying, at JUSJES, "I dislike retarded people."
That's it. That's all it says.
That's it. That's the whole tweet. And then we got Russell Westbrook tweeting, "Russell Westbrook."
He was clearly trying to Google himself.
Nice. We want one last one to kick it to end it off.
Yeah.
All right. So this one's topical. This one's about Spotify Rap. So it's from today. From Rob Cassidy, aka at Cassidy Rob, posting, "Wow, pretty problematic," under every single person's Spotify Wrapped, and then responding, "It's not my job to educate you," when they ask what I mean by that.
I can see Christian doing that 100%
Absolutely.
Holy
Absolutely.
shit. I'm surprised you didn't have Elon Musk tweeting his bedside table in this round. Did you guys see that tweet?
I've been kind of trying to stay away from Elon on Twitter, honestly.
So he tweeted a picture that just says "my bedside table," and it's a like nightstand with 3 caffeine-free empty Diet Coke cans on it, a fake World War I or fake Revolutionary War gun with a picture of George Washington, and then a gun that looks like it was 3D printed to look like a gun from the video game Cyberpunk, and posted that on Twitter, I guess to be like, "Look how cool I am," because like he's actually R-worded and doesn't understand that that's not cool.
What's up with like pseudo neo-Nazis like him and Donald Trump loving Diet Coke? Is Diet Coke the drink of neo-Nazis?
That's That's a totally biased music exclusive. If you drink Diet Coke, you're a fucking Nazi. And I know where you were on January 6th.
I mean, I swear to God, I think January 6th was actually sponsored by Diet Coke. I don't want to look that up. I just want to completely make sure that that's understood as fact.
I'm going to start telling people that as if it were fact, and I'm not going to look into it any further.
It is. It is fact.
Okay, before we close it out, I saved a Spotify post, or not a Spotify post, a Reddit post, top 25 most streamed rappers of all time on Spotify. Who do you guys think is number one?
It's got to be Drake.
Okay, who do you think is number
Jack
two?
Harlow.
Who do you think is number two?
Jack Harlow's number one. Number two is Drake. Jack Harlow's number one.
I think they're all Drake. I think it's 1 through 25 is Drake. Number two, it may be Wayne.
So, number one is Drake, 52 billion. Number two is Bad Bunny.
That doesn't count.
That's not rap.
That's not
48
rap.
billion. Number three, Eminem, 31 billion.
Sorry, should have got that.
Kanye, number four.
Should have got that.
This was extremely shocking. Juice WRLD is number 5. Isn't that fucking crazy?
That is weird.
Juice WRLD, 24 billion. And then Wayne is all the way down at the bottom, number 24 with 9 billion.
Where's J. Cole at?
J. Cole's number 11.
Okay.
Kendrick is 9. Future is 10.
Okay. Where's Migos? RIP Takeoff.
Migos is not on here.
That's surprising.
And Mac is number 20.
Let's go. Represent. That's pretty good. That's pretty high for him.
Yeah. I thought the Juice WRLD thing was crazy, and the Lil Wayne thing is kind of crazy, but also all of his like best songs are mixtape songs, so it's also not that crazy.
And also, he's not a Spotify era rapper.
Right. But neither is Eminem, though. That's what's fucking crazy. Like, Eminem's prime was like...
Eminem's white, so it's the only reason anyone listens to him.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it, I think.
All right, word. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Shout out to my boy Travis Scott, Astroworld. Did nothing wrong. Free Travis, number 7.
Okay.
All right. With that being said, we're at an hour. You guys got anything else to say, or can we wrap this shit up? Because I got to fucking edit it today.
Nice to use the word rap in our Spotify Wrapped episode. That's all I have to say. Good job, Blake.
It's nice to hear Trey use the word retarded.
I knew you'd get a kick out of that. I really did. I hated it, but I had to do it.
The fact we have it on record now, I'm just gonna chop up different words around it to where it's gonna be you saying you hate retarded people.
Well, it's been a very fun ride, these 10 episodes. We will be canceled now that Trey said retarded. Thanks a lot. Anyway, we will catch you guys next Thursday. I'm sure they're going to make me switch off hip-hop music, so we'll review some dog shit album nobody wants to talk about. We will see you guys then.
Maybe a Pine Grove album.
Love you all. Definitely on a Pine Grove album. Goodbye.
Goodbye.